Yes, indeedy. Welcome to one and all. And I do hope you are well tonight. I'm just setting up to make sure that you guys can hear me okay. There we go. And well, welcome to the show. I do hope you're well. And I hope you're having a fantastic day today, as I am. It's been not a bad day at all. Been out and about doing bits and pieces and enjoying the day. So let's have a look. Is everybody happy? And we've got Facebook users saying hello and peace be with you and with you too. I comes across as Facebook user, unfortunately, so I can't really see who you are. So my apologies for that. But if you skip across to YouTube and you come and join us live on YouTube, you'll be able to. I'll be able to see you. You can still see me. So zip across to YouTube, type in Paul Francis 111. Oh, sorry, forget that. Type in Paul Francis Medium, and it'll bring you to my channel. You can see me. You can see the show live, and I will be able to see who you are. So Tamara Jones, hi from Mississippi. Welcome to the show. And lovely, beautiful sunflowers being sent to me and saying, hoping you're having a good day again from Facebook user. I don't know who you are, but welcome to the show as well. Hi, Paul, again, Facebook user. I'm so sorry. Get yourselves over to YouTube, Paul Francis Medium. You'll see the live. Click on there. You'll be able to come in. I'll see exactly who you are. Same show, just better on YouTube. Get out Facebook. Go to YouTube. Karen White from Dundee. All right there, Karen. How's it going in that? Hope you're well. I have no idea why we do those stupid accents. I like your proper James Bond entrance. Thanks very much. Appreciate it. Well, basically, it came from TikTok. TikTok, when I went to TikTok, said, "Look, I'd like to have a profile." They went, "No problem at all. We will give you a handle." And I said, "What's the handle?" And they went, "It'll be 007." I went, "Yes, I'll have that. Thank you very much." And it was so it's Paul Francis 007 on TikTok. I love it. Had to have that. Lynn's joined us as well. Karen White has changed from Facebook over to YouTube. Thank you, Karen. Tell all your pals, get over to YouTube. Come and join on YouTube. And she says, that's a good Scottish accent. That's no bother on that. Well, my hero is Billy Connolly, the biggin. He's one of my heroes. I am a huge fan of comedy. Comedy, basically, I bring comedy into everything. Robin Williams I was a big fan of Robin Williams, huge fan of Billy Connolly. I don't watch too much miserable stuff on TV. I tend to watch just comedy, and that kind of keeps the spirits high. So I always thought I watched the movie with Robin Williams called Patch Adams, where he introduced comedy into the ward. Now, this is the real Patch Adams, by the way, introduced comedy into the wards, and the patients healed up to 25% faster. So I thought, well, okay, I'll introduce comedy into what I do for a living. And that's where I got the nickname, the comedian. And you know what? What a great nickname. Happy to go with that because I can assure you, everybody on the other side of life, they're not that negative, really. So why should we be? Lindsay Kemp says, hiya, Paul. Hey, Lindsay, how are you? Vanessa Bose, welcome all to the show. Lovely. Vanessa says, I switched. Yes. Tell all your pals to switch. How do I get onto YouTube? Do you have a link, Paul? It's really easy. Whoever that person is saying, you just go onto YouTube, type in the search bar, Paul Francis Medium. It'll take you straight to my YouTube channel. Click on there. Boom, you're in the house. Amy Claire, hello and welcome to the show. Lovely to see you, Amy. And thanks very much for coming back onto our airwaves. We've missed you. I do hope you're well, darling. I am trying to get everybody to move themselves across to YouTube, though. Please, if you can, get yourself over to YouTube. Go into the YouTube channel, open YouTube, and then go into the little search area and just type in Paul Francis Medium, and it'll take you to my channel. You'll see live. Clip on that, and here we are. Billy Connolly, the biggin, love him. And Michael McIntyre, yes, we went well on that. We've missed the last two Saturday night Michael McIntyre's big shows, and we love that, but we've just been so busy. So tonight's Spirit Quest is all about ghosts and spirits. Now, it's all about your ghost and spirit, not mine. I will tell you about mine, but I want to hear about yours. Okay, I want to know all about. And tonight, I used to, this is one of our tops. He goes that side. That was this was our ghost hunting emblem back in the day. So I deliberately wore that tonight. So what does it say? It says the Cornish Paranormal Research Team. Uh, there we go. Anyway, brilliant. So, hello, Amy Claire's over in YouTube. Everybody's moving to YouTube. Get yourselves across there and be a part of that. Don't forget, click the subscribe's got rewind. Click the subscribe button on YouTube and make sure you smash the like. Hit that like. Surely you can, well, get it on, Trude. Get it on for the show. Clear off into your cupboard. Get it on, and when you come on, talk to the show later on. Because Trudy was part of this team, and I decided I was looking in the wardrobe tonight, and I was thinking I'm gonna put something on for the show because it's still a bit cold in our house, and I thought, you know what? Wow, I'll put that on. Akatamasu's Corner. Hi, Paul. Leona here from Cork. Is this live? Did I switch correctly? You did. And thank you very much for switching over here, Leona, all the way from Cork in Ireland. One of my favorite places. In fact, we're looking at a house in Cork. So tonight you are coming to, you're coming live on the United Public Radio Network. Thank you to Joe and the team for having us on. And we're on 105.3, 107.7 FM, coming to you live from New Orleans. Make sure you are listening loud and proud to, as you know, slightly earlier. Normally, we didn't start till 6 p.m. in New Orleans, but we've moved the show earlier. And to be honest with you, it's nicer to be earlier because it's over in the UK, 6 p.m. Although it'd be drive time in New Orleans, it's 11 o'clock at night here in the UK, and it was a bit too late. Donna Mayers, hi, welcome to the show. Great to hear from you. Great to see you. Tonight's show, really, we'll talk about ghosts and spirits and the difference between the two. But what I really want to do is talk about your experiences with what you have seen paranormal. And we'll look at the concept of paranormal. Okay, so we'll look at all of that coming up on tonight's show. Don't forget, though, follow tonight is The Outer Realm by the beautiful Michelle de Rocher and my equally beautiful and long-standing friend, Amelia Pisano. Make sure you stick around after the show tonight. There's our show, there's another show, then The Outer Realm, because normally we don't see... normally The Outer Realm is right after our show at 11 o'clock. But tonight we've moved forward and we're going to stay moved forward. And I do hope that you can join me in this new slot on the calendar. You won't see much of it, says Trudy. Well, whatever we say, we'll be happy as long as you've got your paranormal research team top on. That's what it's all about. Of course, the new team in 2023 is called Paraghost, and we have t-shirts, we have hats, we've got all of that kind of stuff ready for everybody who wants to be a part of the team. And we will start doing the researching and doing the ghost hunting in the not too distant future. Okay. Now, I've got a lot of people message me over the last sort of 24, 48 hours about the seminars. So I thought I'd talk about that tonight. Although that's really reach across, I'd talk a little bit about the seminars. Two different seminars coming up first. First is about understanding your psychic ability. What is psychic ability? Do you have it? The answer is yes. If you're alive, yes, you do. So that's the very first seminar. The second seminar will be how to meet your guides. So those are the first two seminars that I'll be getting underway. And in about 6 weeks' time, I'll be doing a more sort of intense weekend course for people who have, say, done some of my courses in the past or want to get really into doing a Friday, Saturday, Sunday weekend, meet your guides, interact with your guides, learn how to start connecting with energy and spirits. That'll be coming up in about 6 weeks' time, and that'll be a weekend course, and that'll be available for you as well. He says drinking water. Can't get rid of this cold. This cold is a right bugger. It's right kicking in there, staying in, and loads of vitamin C. loads and loads of water, loads and loads of nutrients, and the cold is going, I'm not going anywhere. I'm staying right here. So we got Trudy back, and she's saying that her hair is in the way. I lovingly call our Trudy Crystal Tips, and you'll understand when you see her hair a little bit later in the show. Now we have another dear friend, Sue. Sue, unfortunately, isn't doing very well. We're not sure whether she'll be a part of the show tonight. If she does come to the show, she has an amazing story to share with you guys about going on a paranormal investigation and what she encountered. And I said, Sue, you got to come on the show to talk about that. I'll tell you about some of mine, and we'll talk about the different sort of things that we've encountered over our paranormal investigations, and not only that, but investigations specifically for the Paraghost and the paranormal research team, but also during my terms as working as a professional psychic medium. Jules from Somerset. Jules, lovely to see you on the show, but do me a favor, come out of Facebook, click onto YouTube, open YouTube up, type in the search bar, Paul Francis Medium, zip across there. All right. Come and join us on YouTube. Now, everybody who's listening, Kathy, it's Kathy. Hello, Kathy little Kathy Henley. Please, please, please click the subscribe button on YouTube, because every time I do a show, it'll be on YouTube now. And every time a show comes up, you'll be told, oh, Paul's doing a show. And then you'll be able to come and join us. But more importantly, make sure you smash the like button. Click, 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 click that like button. And please, we want to really build this show up to what it used to be in the past. So click the like button, but share the show. Get it into your friends, get it into your family, but more importantly, get it into your groups. Tell them to come and be a part, especially people who are interested in the paranormal. And paranormal's not just, ghosts and spirits. That is paranormal, but we're interested in talking about all aspects of paranormal. My daughter was talking to me today about having encountered a light in the sky, which UFO, basically because it's unidentified, and we were talking about that today. So we will dedicate some shows towards that element. All right. In fact, I was literally just watching something one night, and Amy Hill doesn't live too far from me. And I said, I'm seeing this light. And Amy Hill came up and said, I can see it as well from where I'm from. And she's about 10 miles from me, I think. So, is your internet frozen? Says Akamasu's corner. No, it isn't. No, I'm not. I'm not frozen. So it could be just yourself, my darling. But you're back again. Yep, I haven't gone anywhere. Don't worry about that, Leona. But anyway, so get yourselves across to YouTube, get on there, and I'll be able to see you coming in live, loud, and proud. Right, who else have we got coming back in again? Everybody. I don't know how to share on here. Basically, just down at the bottom of the screen, you'll see it. Just literally, just right underneath me, you'll see share. It'll say share. Click that share button. Right down there, over there. Click down there, over there, and you'll see the share button. Click that. Boom, off you go. Nice and easy. Karen says you didn't freeze for me. Yeah, it just some people it'll happen, some people it won't. Kaylee Louise Lewis. Hi, I commented in your last live. I constantly feel a strong presence around me. Could you help me out? And you told me to come back. Well, Kaylee, thank you for coming back today. Good on you. But Kaylee, what I want you to do is come out of Facebook, go into YouTube, okay? In the YouTube search bar, type in Paul Francis Medium. Paul Francis Medium. Come and join us live on the YouTube channel. It's a lot more stable. Right. So, and then we'll talk about presences and how to understand presences and how to deal with that particular presence and what's the difference between a ghost and a spirit. They are two separate entities completely. What's an entity and what's paranormal? We'll talk all about that as the show goes through its stages tonight. Jennifer Berones is my angel hubby around me. You could be absolutely sure if he's in spirit, he's going to be around you, especially while you talk about him. All right. Like tonight's show is all about spirits and ghosts and what is the difference and how to understand the difference and what really you have to be frightened of. I don't want to, but here's what I want, okay? Tonight's show isn't about me doing reads for you. That's not what it's about. All right. That's Reach Across Live, and that's on Monday nights. But tonight we'll talk about what these energies are, how they interact with you, what you can do, what you can't do, and what you should do, and what you shouldn't do. All that kind of stuff. I have to go to work at 10, but I went I have to go Paul, start work at 10, but I went a haunted hotel and I saw something crouching down by a bed. And when I watched it back, Karen, I'm going to bring that up on the screen. First and foremost, I'm sorry to lose you that you have to go to work. How dare you go to work on a day like this? I went to a haunted hotel, but I saw someone crouching down by a bed. And when I watched the video back, it took a screenshot. It was amazing. Share that with us, Karen. Share it with us. Come and tell us all about it. The fact that you've been on paranormal investigations is just fantastic because that's the best way to do it. Go on different investigations. People think that when you walk into what they call a haunted house or a haunted hotel or a haunted building, that all ghosts are just going to come flying out and do can up and down the floor for you. It's not how it works. Trust me, a huge part of paranormal investigations is waiting. Okay, a lot of people think when you take them on a ghost hunt that they're going to start seeing stuff like instantly. It's not how it works. Renee Hemley, welcome to the show. Hi. Kaylee Louise, here. She says, I'm here. Thanks, Kaylee. Thanks for switching across, by the way. Renee Hamley, if you are able to, please come out of Facebook, click into YouTube, go into the YouTube search bar, type in Paul Francis Medium, and then just click on the live and you'll see us. It's a far more stable platform because a lot of people who were watching us on Facebook all of a sudden couldn't comment in our comment box, and Facebook was just switching off the comments. We don't know why, and Facebook haven't come back to me with a satisfactory reason why. So now I've just said, you know what, Facebook, had enough. Okay, we've had enough. We've all had enough of your stupidity, and we're moving our shows, all of our shows, across to YouTube. Hey, I like your headphones, says Leona. Thanks very much. I can't really noise cancelling headphones. So, what are we talking about today? Says Kelly McLaughlin. Kelly, welcome to the show. We're talking about ghosts and spirits and the difference between the two. And more importantly, I really, really want to hear about your encounters, your experiences with paranormal, whatever it is, no matter what it is. I want to hear about it. Vanessa says, I always had a feeling that someone behind me in the college that I lived, especially in the kitchen, that's quite common. That's quite common. Now, I've spoken about psychic ability. I'm going to be doing a seminar on psychic ability. Right. First and foremost, if you're alive, you have psychic energy. Okay. If you are alive, every human on this planet has psychic ability. Some really big, and others very small. And weirdly enough, that psychic ability is really sort of affected by whether you're very healthy or you're not too healthy, if you're very unwell. If you're very unwell, the energy sucks right in. And if you're very healthy and very outgoing, the energy's out. It's quite big. It's you have an aura around you. So, Vanessa, while you were standing in your kitchen, your aura, which is a big energy field around you like that, your aura well, any energies that are in your home will enter and connect with yours. So if you can imagine you're in the middle like that, your aura's like that. So any energy that passes through there like that, you'll feel. Okay, and that's when you get, and that's why you say, that's why everybody says, I get the feeling. Everybody says it. And people go, I just had this feeling, this funny feeling. And everybody says the words feeling. There you go. Psychic. It's when the energies cross each other and you make that connection, you feel that energy. And that's what's called psychic connection. Alrighty. Spiritual or mediumship is something completely different. And that's why they're two. That's why we have psychics and mediums. Okay. Now, not all psychics are mediums, but all mediums are psychic. There you go. So I'm so glad that you made it, Kelly. Lovely to see you. So, our Vanessa, when you're working away in your energy and you're working away in your kitchen and you're happy because you're making food and you have the energy right out here because you're happy and you're making food, in comes little ghosty. Ooh, hello. Thump, thump, picked you up. You look behind you and you say, oh, just feeling somebody's watching me. That's how it works. Okay. When you get that feeling, just say, hey, I know you're here. Can you make a sound or can you do something that lets me know that you're around me? There you go. All right. So just literally say that. Just say, and I'm not just talking to Vanessa, I'm talking to you all, everybody. If you get that feeling that you're being watched, if you get that feeling there's an energy around you, just say, hey, thank you for being here. Please let me know that you're here by making a noise, by tapping something, make a sound, or do something that lets me know that you're around me. Listen, don't be worried because they're forget all of the TV shows you see on TV with all of the ghost hunters. Oh, it's an evil presence. Oh, oh, it's a shadow figure. Oh, it's this. Oh, it's that. Oh, it's BS. All right. A load of BS. Trudy says, let's bring Trudy up on the screen. Used to seeing people that have passed now. They look as real as you or me. It's walking through things that can give them, yeah. Um, very often you'll see energies walking through. I've often seen energies come out of walls, walk right across. Now, at that point, I will always say to the people who own the property, was there a doorway there? And they'll go, yeah, how did you know that? And I just saw an energy walk through it. Um, because that would be a ghost. The difference between a ghost and a spirit is something that we'll talk about shortly. All right. And very often, if you see a ghost, a ghost will just do, it's like a replay of time. But like I say, I'm going to push that for a little bit later. We get into the show, get everybody here so we don't sort of, they don't miss out on the show. We'll talk all about that momentarily. Vanessa says a very old cottage, and if you looked around, she would be there. Okay, that's brilliant. And you know what it is it's proof that we come back to visit the places we loved, and that's just proof of that. Okay, Kelly McLaughlin says, I tell them they can't come home with me. Yes, and we'll talk about that too. That's a really good point, Kelly. Um, you have to be, if you go on paranormal investigations, the paranormal team should be really on the ball and teaching you what to do before the investigation starts, during the investigation, and at the end of the investigation. Sorry, you have to forgive me because my sinuses are blocked beyond belief. Um, and one of the little tips is at the end of the investigation, surround yourself with white light and say to the spirit energies who you've been working with, say thank you for being here, thank you for showing up, but you cannot follow me home. You will not follow me home, and be very very precise about that. Don't be going, I hope you don't follow me home. Just go, thanks for being here. You will not follow me home. And then you carry on with your way. And that's a really good point, Kelly. Thanks very much. Leona says, hey, Paul, I've always dreamt as a child, and sometimes now I dream I climb a dark blue navy velvet curtain so high and I fall off and feel so scared. Okay. Not too sure, Leona, why that's more about dreams really and about ghosts and spirits. But I'm trying to sort of see where that would might link into tonight's show. I'll think about that. Let me just think about that, my darling. Okay. As I say, about tonight's show is about ghosts and spirits. Jennifer says that I just read. Where did I see that from, Jennifer? Okay, let's have a look down here. Jennifer says, I have the ability to capture spirit in film. I have a picture of a grey attachment. Just haven't been able to see my angel hobby, and I've also been teleported into an Arcturian mothership. Crazy stuff. Jennifer, first and foremost, thank you for sharing. Thank you very, very much. Any pictures that you have of any sort of entities or energies that you've picked up, please share with us. I would love to see them. And at some point, I would love to talk about your connection with the Arcturian mothership. I would definitely. But Jennifer also says, I wish I was a medium. Now, okay, that's a really good statement in one way, and it's a difficult statement to answer in another. Uh, First and foremost, you really have to identify your psychic connection, okay, and then we just build on your psychic connection. So we build your psychic connection and psychic self-defense. That's a big thing. That's if you talk to any of my students, and two of them are on here tonight, Lynn and Trudy, I would always say there are three important things: PPP, P, 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 protection of self, protection of client, and protection of the area. PPP. So protection of psychic self protection, the angelic realm, prayers, meditation, strength, and loads of other bits and pieces that I would teach you here in the seminar. But it's understanding what your psychic ability is, understanding how strong it is, understanding how to control it, and more importantly, understanding how to trust it. Okay, so that's what my first seminar is going to be on. So if you'd like to be a part of one of those seminars, let me know by emailing me at paul@paulfrancis111.com. So paul@paulfrancis111.com, or go directly to my website and just click on one of the links on there. A copy of my website is along the bottom of the screen, and areas where you can actually get a hold of my books. All righty. So please continue to share and come and join us. So Lynn says, oh, sorry, Kelly, beg your pardon. I work on the grounds of an old Kirchner mansion. Sounds and lights all the time. Oh, make sure you keep your phone on you then, Kelly. You sell. Switch it on to, especially if it's dark, switch it on to camera mode, but into film mode, and just start filming. Okay, film, get capture evidence. That's what it's all about. Trudy says, like the dog walking, like the girl walking her dog that crossed the road, and the car drove right through her. Amazing. I'd love to have seen that actually. We're going to bring Trudy on to the show tonight, so you'll be able to talk to her, because Trudy was part of this team with me. Okay, and we'll talk about some of the stuff that we used to get up to, some of the evidence we actually encountered, including techniques called table tipping, things of that nature, and how to work with, understanding what ghosts are, what orbs are, stuff like that. We'll talk about that shortly. Jennifer says, thank you, I will check out your book. Thank you so very much. Well, there's a couple of books, but the best book, especially Jennifer, if you want to start discovering your path from psychic ability through to mediumship, then please get a hold of the copy of my book called The Safe Way, but only get the latest version, which is the Safeway Deluxe. Okay, it's got a lot more in it. Roger Garza Senior, Palotio, I'm here. Palotio, Roger. Listen, how brilliant to see you. I'm really sort of ushering everybody across to YouTube to come and be a part of the show tonight, but going on to YouTube, because as you well know, my dear friend, a lot of YouTube people were chatting away, and next thing they can't chat anymore, and YouTube switches off the ability. So I'm ushering everybody over to YouTube now, and I'm going to do all my shows via YouTube because I've had enough of Faceache and their stupid ideas. But it's great to see you, pal. And I caught a tiny wee bit of your show on Wednesday night, just to say you're looking fantastic, and your show is always magnificent, always. So tonight's show here on Spirit Quest is all about ghosts and spirits, but primarily what you've encountered. So come and tell me what it is you have encountered. Um, what had happened? What did you see? What did you connect with? How did you feel about it? And don't be afraid to ask questions. Please, please, please ask questions. That's all the way you learn. Best way to learn things, the best way to learn is literally invoke, ask questions, learn, discover. And the questions you ask teaches everybody. Remember that. So you might ask a question, I'll answer it, but everybody gets to learn. So that's why I really entice you all to say, hey, Paul, can you tell me about this? Paul, what does that mean? Paul, this, Paul, that, whatever. I don't mind. I love it. I absolutely love it. And I totally invite you to ask me as many questions as you like. I love it. What I really love is I want to build this show up to being one of the biggest on the internet. So I really, really, really would love for you guys to share it. Share the show. Kelly says, I've never felt scared. That's good. That's a good strength. Make sure you keep that no matter what happens. Okay. That is one of your best defenses, by the way. Okay. Because if you think about it, the only thing that an entity or energy has over you is fear. That's it, really. Nothing else other than fear. Um, Leona, let's just bring Leona up because I bring the bigger. Oh, sorry, Vanessa. I beg your pardon. Leona, the lady who the dream of climbing and falling. Don't fear falling. You always get back up. Oh, Vanessa's asking. Maria Spadfiore, she's come and join the show. Karen says, "How can I share my pics?" Well, you can share them on my Facebook page. You can share them on there because they'll stay up there and people can see them. Please, please, please send them directly to me or message them to me, and I will share them on. I will share them on my Facebook page, and everybody can see them. So we have got a paranormal investigations Facebook connection under my name. You can share them on there if you like. Maria, welcome. Lovely to see you. And by the way, just to say, as I'm saying to everybody who's watching me on Facebook tonight, as you're well aware, Facebook, sorry, has a problem with allowing you to continue to talk to me through StreamYard. So we're basically sending everybody over to YouTube. So go onto YouTube, open YouTube up. In the search bar, type in Paul Francis Medium, and it'll take you straight to my channel, and you'll see the live. Click on that. But here's the big, big, big bit that I really, really need you to do. I need you to subscribe. Now click the subscribe button and click the little bell icon. Now that way, every time I do a new video or I'm doing a live, you will be told about it immediately. Okay, Paul's live. You just click on it; it'll take you straight there. No more faffing around. So, go across to YouTube, everybody. Click on subscribe, then click on the little bell icon. Click on that. But more importantly, smash the like button. Get that like button smashed. Okay. Faye, hello. Hello, Faye. Lovely to see you. Thanks very much for being here tonight, my darling. And thank you for coming in via YouTube. Make sure you click the subscribe button, everybody, and click the like button, but share the show. So, what are we doing tonight? We are talking about paranormal, ghosts, and spirits. Alrighty? We're going to talk momentarily about what the difference between a ghost and a spirit is. We'll talk about that. That's the first thing we're going to talk about. But first, I want to tell you, guess what? We're coming to you live from UPRN. What is UPRN? I hear you shout. UP stands for United Public Radio Network, uprn.com. And we're coming to you live on 105.3, right up to 107.7 FM. live from New Orleans, beautiful New Orleans, which is teeming with paranormal, teeming with it. I've watched some amazing investigations in New Orleans. So next week, we will be back on Monday night. We'll be back on Monday night with Reach Across, where I'm doing the live reads. And by the way, may I say, thank you, thank you very, very much for being on the show on Monday night. Your feedback was just magical. Thank you very much. It actually did me the power of good to get that feedback from you guys. You really enjoyed the reads. Apparently, the reads were so spot on. I mean, I don't mind as long as you get them. That's more important to me. But thank you so very much for being there. Thank you for supporting them. And don't forget, all of the shows now will be live on YouTube. That's Reach Across Live and Spirit Quest: The Journey of Life. So next show, of course, is next Monday night, which is the 6th, and followed by Thursday on the 9th of. I can't believe we're in February. I cannot believe we are already in February. It's just nuts, isn't it? So what did you say about me, Paul? Leona, I didn't say anything about you. I said probably same thing to you. Maria's over on YouTube now. Thank you very much, Maria. Don't forget, subscribe and click the little bell icon and share the show. But like the show. Lynn says I visited Chingle Hall near my home, and I guarded the owner's daughter going back to the 1800s. I did that by her perfume, and then a boy in the barn who hung himself. Um, so how did you know that it was the daughter's perfume in Chingle Hall? How would you know that it was her perfume and not Lady Chingle or somebody else? Just interesting, not challenging you, just interesting to find out how you knew that it was her perfume. And sadly, when there are a lot of energies hang around, those who take their own lives do tend to let people know that they're okay. And usually that's why they're seen. They let people know they're okay. Um, so Leona, I don't know what I said about you. Maybe ask your question again, and I will happily answer it. Whatever it was you were asking. So physical presences, probably that's what I was talking about. Um, Now, the difference between a spirit and a ghost. Let's basically get that one out of the way. The difference between a spirit and a ghost is this: a ghost is like a caption of time. It's like a replay of time. Okay, you'll see a ghost. You will see, whether it's fully formed, whether it's kind of see through, whatever the case may be. You will see this energy walk. Okay, or move or do whatever it does. Now that will happen whether you're there or not. Okay, and you'll react to it because you'll see something that shouldn't be there, and you'll react because you're going to react no matter how seasoned you are. You're going to go, oh my god, look at this, or the other one, which is scream and run. However, it won't react to you because literally it is a videotape or a replay of time. That's what a ghost is. It's there, it replays, it does the same thing over and over and over for all time until the energy runs out. Difference between that and a spirit, my spirit is an active energy. Okay, both are energies. One is just captured in a loop, replay, and the other one is an active energy, intelligence connected. Okay, you'll react to it, and it will react to you. Okay, that is the difference. Now, an entity is just another name for spirit entity. Okay, when you hear the word entity, everybody automatically assumes negative. Not the case. No, 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 no. Please, please, please drop all the Zach Baggins BS. And I mean, I had, I had huge respect for Zach right up till towards the last series, is where it was just everything was negative and everything was dark and this and that and blah 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 blah. It's not the case, okay? Just because there's an energy happening in an area does not make a negative. Just because it doesn't want to react to you does not make a negative. Because it doesn't want to talk to you does not mean it's evil. So there's, oh my gosh, the thing about evil energy or negative energy is it doesn't tell you. All right, it's not going to come up and go, hey, guess what, I'm evil. Honest to God, energies that are, say, less conscientious than the others or evil, they don't let you know. They stay in the background. Okay, and they hide in the background and they don't come out and they just watch until there's an appropriate moment. All right. And they tend to affect somebody over a period of time. Okay. Now, going back to, and Derek Akora, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, was a friend of mine. Okay. He was a dear friend. He's in spirit now. But the whole getting possessed thing, it really is not how it seems. It is done over time. Okay. They can't just walk in, climb inside you, and go, hey. That's not how it works. All right. Derek, for an example, had spirit guides, and he was, he used to talk about Sam. Sam would have protected him from that side of life. So an energy just can't enter him just willy nilly, or anyone for that matter. It has to be done over a wearing down of the person, usually getting them into a state of illness or tiredness, and then they can start to affect the person. You were born with free will. That free will is strength. It is also got, you are also brought up with some layer of protection, spiritually and religiously. So when you're building all those layers, an energy has to break through those layers, and that can really be done through time. Anything about my curtain dream, Leona? No, darling, because I kind of like, you're not annoying me. You're not annoying me at all. I'm very, very glad that you're here. I'm very glad you're talking to me. But I can't think of how that would be a part of tonight's show because it's a dream. Unless it's something about the curtain in the house. That's the only thing. But I'll keep thinking about it. Let me think about it. Um, so spirits and ghosts. One is active. One isn't active, as in it's intelligence and it'll react to you, with you, for you, and to you. And what we have to start doing is eliminating this whole stigma that just because an energy moves things that it's evil. That's not the case. That is so far removed from reality, it's untrue. I'm just going to bring Kelly's question up on the screen because I'll address that second in a moment or two. Now, just think about yourself being in spirit. I want you all to literally take this on board. Please, please, please take this on board. Imagine that you're in spirit. Imagine you're trying your best to talk to the people who are connected to you. You're at home, for an example, and you're doing your best to try and talk to the people, but they can't connect with you. No matter what you do, they cannot connect. So you realize you can move things. Why would you move something? You're going to move something to be able to get somebody's attention. That's why they move things. Okay. Um, Now, there are other energies who think, what's this person doing in my house? And the only way they can get through to talking to you is moving stuff. They move them a little bit more aggressively, okay? Banging doors, opening, closing drawers, and that kind of thing, because they believe that the only way that they can get you out of their house, by the way, because they still think it's their house, is to affect you on a fearful level. Okay, like for an example, Kelly and myself, I have no fear, so I'll just walk into them and they can jump around up and down, open closed doors, throw things across rooms. Doesn't bother me, and they realize it doesn't bother me. They stop doing it. So it is one of those things. I was really hoping to be able to share a video with you guys tonight, but I can't seem to be able to do it. And it's a video of it's on my YouTube channel, by the way. It's of when we were doing an investigation in a hotel in Newquay. Now, here's the thing that I want you to watch. Basically, when you are when you're watching the video, it's really important not necessarily just to watch the glass flying around the table. That's all well and good. It's watching the fingers on top of the glass, but watching the glass twist like that. So you realize that the people with their fingers on the glass, you can't twist the glass like that. You can't twist it. The energy was twisting and turning the glass. So that was showing you that they're able and capable of moving the glass not only around the table, but twisting it underneath our fingers as well. And that was really, really good, strong, quality evidence of an energy interacting with us through the medium of a glass. And it turned out that that little energy was only around about 7 years old. Okay, a young child. I had taken a picture of that particular child earlier that night, which is also on my Facebook photographs. You see, if you look at it, you'll see there's two pictures. There's a picture I took, and then there's a picture that we've drawn the outline of the two children. I'd taken the picture. In fact, I remember it so well that we were walking on the floor, and I heard my guide say, Sean said, Paul, turn around and just take a photograph of the hallway. Do it now. So I just turn around, click like that, click, 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 click. I've always told my team, when you're taking a photograph, take a very, very least 3 to 4. At very least, the very minimum you should take is 3 to 4 snaps. The reason you do that is because you have something to gauge before and after kind of effect. And there's a great story I'll share with you about my son on that particular whole concept. So I took about 5 or 6 like this, and sure enough, you see the outline of two young little children, one slightly smaller than the other, holding hands. And I said, "Is there kids on this floor?" And she said, "This is the floor where multiples of guests have heard children laughing and running and playing." And I caught those two kids. And one of those little kids then joined us later in the dining room, where you see that whole video of us moving around. Um, so Trudy, yeah, yes, I do believe it was Trudy. It was connected to the World War II, and it was a hospital. So, but the energy was because if we asked a question specific to it, and it responded. So, Kelly says though, do you believe in skinwalkers? Now, it's not that I do or I don't. Okay, it's here's what it is. I'm a massive believer in the Native American. Okay, I'm a very very huge respectful believer in the Native American ways. They were so connected to spirit way before the rest of us caught up with it, and they call a particular energy or entity a skinwalker. Okay, now it's not for me to say that doesn't exist, because I have neither seen it nor not seen it. I've only read all of the different conscripts about it, the different ideas. But here's the thing: that particular energy goes through all of the different tribal connections to the Native American people. So if all of the different tribes are all claiming this particular energy, who are we to challenge that? That's my point. Uh, would I like to see one? Truthfully, no, nope, not interested. Do I want to see a Sasquatch, Bigfoot? Nope, not really. Who am I to interrupt with that particular beautiful creature's area? Not for me to do that. I'm pretty confident he doesn't want to see us, and I'm respectful of the fact that I don't want to see him or them. Here's my thing on just on that side of the paranormal concept. How come we never see a baby Sasquatch? We only see them when they're about 8 to 10 foot tall. How come we never see any small ones? Or do we, and we just mistake them for bears? Interesting. Interesting idea. Please do keep sharing the show. Maria says Metzak is a huge phony. Oh, do you hear that? A huge phony. Right. Anyway, so Trudy, wanted you to get ready. I will be sending you a link to come and join us on the show momentarily. So get yourself ready. Make sure you got your thing on, so everybody can see that we were part of it. We are part of a team, not we were. The new team is Paraghost, and we're working really, really hard on that. And if you would like to get yourself a Paraghost T-shirt or a Paraghost hat and jacket, we can arrange that for you. So, what I want to hear about now is your connections to ghosts and spirit. What you've actually connected to. Now, I'm going to tell you about, and this everything I'm telling you, by the way, is 100% true. I don't make stuff up. All right. One of my first connections to a ghost, okay, a sorry, that's untrue. One of my first connections to a spirit energy. Many, 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 many moons ago, I was a young chef. I was only in my 20s. I had done 5 years of training in college to become a chef. I had worked with the top chefs of Ireland, and I had been offered a job in a real castle, a proper castle. Kelly says, I got to run back to work. Kelly, first of all, thank you for taking the time out to be here. I genuinely appreciate it. Please, please, please tell about all your workmates and all your friends about the show and come and be a part of the show. Please get them to visit the YouTube channel and subscribe and click the bell icon so that they're notified about new shows, okay? But I'll talk to you very, very soon. Thanks for being here, darling. So, I was part of a team in a castle, a real life, 100% genuine castle called Gosford Castle. Gosford, Gosford Castle in County Armagh in the north of Ireland. It was a real, real, real castle. And we actually worked in the real kitchens, which were on three different levels. And, we worked there. So, you've been told all the stories. I mean, you're a 21, 22, impressionable kid. You're going, yeah, yeah, okay. It was the 80s. I was too much into my music, and I was glad I was working in such a beautiful place. And we were doing these medieval banquets and so on and so forth, and weddings and guests, and, all the stuff that a chef does. Being told, and, every now and again, your knives would move, not necessarily move in front of you, but they'd be you'd think you'd put it down on one table and it would be on a different table, and you at the time you think to yourself, oh, the chefs are just messing around. You'd like, who took my knife? And your knife's over here, you must have left it here. I didn't leave it over there. I wasn't even know. Come and get your knife, so on and so forth. Anyway, in the same castle, there was I suppose if you want to call it a nightclub. It wasn't a nightclub per se, but it was part of the castle's entertainment area. And one night we were walking down one of the big sort of turrets, one of the big, the circular parts on a castle. Now these walls, you've got to understand, are maybe up to 4 foot thick of solid stone. Okay, we were walking down one night. And we were going down into the dungeons, and that's where the nightclub area was. So it was myself and one of the other chefs. We were walking down, and it was pitch black. I mean, you literally couldn't see your hand in front of your face. We knew the area because we used to go up and down there in the daytime, so we kind of had a visual in our head about what the area was. So we're walking down the steps with our backs to the wall, feeling the wall with our hands as we're going along. And I don't know, halfway between the door where we came into the turret or the circular area where the stairs were when they winded down like this, and where we were getting to. So halfway between the two, we were about halfway down, and this almighty bang! I mean, boom, like that. And I went, ooh, okay. My pal who was next to me went, I didn't think that was funny, Paul. I was not funny. And I looked at him, and I was going to say the same thing to him. And I said, "Listen, Jeff, I didn't do that. How could I do that?" And I started kicking the wall as hard as I could with my foot. And I went, "There you go. How could I make that sound?" He turned and ran up the steps, leaving me standing there in pitch black. So I thought, I have an option: go down, or keep on going, or go back up with him. I went back up with him. That was the first night. Then, after a while, I had been offered another job in another very exclusive hotel in the north of Ireland, where chef of the year was the head chef, and the second chef was chef of the year, and they offered me a job in the hotel. And I went, "Yeah, I'll have some of that, please." So I left the hotel, and subsequently the hotel closed. This is the castle. I went back. I'd left about three sets of whites. That's what chef's uniforms called, whites, at the hotel, and I went back to get them. Only the hotel was closed. So I'm back with a girlfriend at the time, Jackie, her name was. So I said, "Listen, I'm just going to go in here and get my whites. I'll be out in a minute." She said, "All right." So I went, tried to open the door. The door wouldn't open. So I walked around the side to where the kitchens were, and the windows were open. Now we're talking about windows of a medieval castle. So they're about 6 foot wide and about 5 foot high. So you could literally stand up and walk through them. So it was open, all the way open. So I put my head in the door and I was shouting, "Hello, hello, anybody there? Hello." Nobody was answering me, but I could hear like music somewhere in the background. So I climbed in through the window, kept shouting, "Hello, hello, hello, anybody here?" So nobody would say I was kind of like breaking and entering. So could not hear anybody. Nobody was in the castle. So I thought, well, I'll go up to where my room was and get my whites. So up to I went to the room. Room was empty. Went up to the next room, it was empty. And finally, I went up to the top room, which was the circular room at the top of the tower. And I went in there and I started looking to see if any of the whites was in there. And that room is circular. Okay, so there's a door which is kind of like built into the side of the wall. And you walk into the room, the entire room is circular. So I had my head in a cupboard, literally looking like this. And this is one of my first psychic connections where I could feel something in the room. It was just like I could feel this energy, and it was really cold, you know. And I had the door, so the door was kind of like blocking whatever I could see. So I leaned my head back like this gently, and I just looked over my shoulder, and there was like a mini whirlwind in the middle of the room, spinning like this. Boom! I was running down them stairs. I was literally clearing 3 or 4 steps at a time, running. Okay. Running, literally holding onto the banisters and running. And I could feel this right on my shoulder. And I could hear like that right behind me. Wasn't going to stop to look. Ran, just kept running like this. I dived through the window because the window was only about the windowsill was about 4 foot up off the ground, and outside it was a beautiful green lawn. So I dived, and I promise you, James Bond diving through the window. And as I dove through the window, it went bang behind me like a shut closed. Nobody was in the kitchens because they would have seen me coming through. I didn't touch the window with my hands or legs because it was way above me. And I dove through it and I landed on the grass, kind of in a ball. And I looked behind me, it went boom like that behind me. At which point I ran round to my car. And my girlfriend, when I climbed in the car, she was very sort of cool, calm. She looked at me and went, "What's the matter with you?" And I went, "They can keep the whites." And and I zoomed out of that castle. Go and Google it. Google it. Gosford Castle. Gosford Castle, County Armagh, Northern Ireland. And that's the castle I worked in. And that was my first, shall we say, highly energetically charged connection to spirit. Now, they said that Lady Gosford is set to haunt that particular castle. And at a certain night every year, you hear the turret, you hear footsteps in the turret at the top, and you hear this scream. And what it is it's something, if I remember the story correctly, I could be incorrect, but it's something to do with her husband either left her or her husband died and she couldn't live without him. She jumped off the highest tower and killed herself. And you hear the scream. And she is said to roam the corridors of the castle to this day. The castle has so much connections to the past, right down to World War II, where if you go up in certain areas of the castle, you can see all the walls have been signed by World War II soldiers. So there's multiples of spirits and ghosts in that particular area. An amazing thing. Maria says, yes, he came here. Let's click that on. Maria says, yes, he came here, his Ghost Adventures show at a place I worked for years, and he was trying to get employees to act afraid of the place that we all worked for years. We don't need that. We do not need that. If everyone was so afraid, why didn't they continue working there? Especially one who had actually led ghost tours there. She never was afraid of the building until Zach and his cameras were there. Okay. Exploitation of paranormal investigations. Then the other side of the, well, there's twos and fros. There's twos and pros. We used to have our own coach company in Blackpool, says Lynn, and took passengers on evening drives to haunted pubs. Nearly all the haunted areas were near the ladies' toilets. What does that tell you? It tells you that you're listening to the United Public Radio Network, 105.3 and 107.7 FM, coming to you live from New Orleans. So where are all these questions tonight? And just to let you know, I will be bringing on Trudy, and we're going to discuss tonight about the ghost hunts that we were on. I do hope you guys are enjoying the show, and I hope you're literally. I need to know. Tell me, are you enjoying the show? I'm enjoying it. Hope you are. So, just going to go across and get Trudy. Hopefully, she'll be a part, and I'm just looking for her right now to bring her on to be a part of tonight's show. And if I can get her messenger, I will be a happy bunny. So, I'm just getting her now. Please share all your encounters. I want to hear about your encounters about tonight's show, about not only tonight's show, about spirits and energies. So make sure that you share anything. I'm not going to take the mickey out of you, I promise. So share what you've encountered, be it full, be it small, be it whatever. Share the show. Share with the show. Okay, and let's see who else we can enjoy and invite to be part of tonight's show. Yeah, that's the two. Some all going out now. So let's go back in and see who we got. So Lynn, it's weird that Lynn would say that all the haunted areas seem to be near the female bathrooms. I find that really weird, but there must be reasons why, and that's why we do paranormal investigations. Part of the paranormal investigation team is the researcher, the person who looks into the history and looks into what happened and where it happened. Faye says, that was very interesting memory, Paul. Just looked up Gosford Castle. It was used in the series of Game of Thrones, yes it was, and was designated as the kingdom realm of the River Run. There you go, look at that. Well, yours truly was a chef in there, a little tiny, very skinny little newly created chef. And we had some, I was able, obviously being a chef, you work kind of in the mornings and then you work in the evenings. So during the daytime, we stayed in the towers. Our rooms were in the towers. So during the daytimes, we could go anywhere in the castle we wanted, and we were able to investigate, or I was able to investigate various different areas of the castle. And especially, I would be drawn towards areas where everybody would be telling me, "Oh, it's very haunted there. It's very haunted here," and so on and so forth. And I would be like, "Yeah, okay, well, let's go and find out." Nobody would come with me. I used to end up going by myself. A few occasions I felt um, kind of like the willies, you know. Um, Maria says, "I may lose you. I'm heading into the canyons." Oh my God! I do hope you're not driving, Maria. I hope somebody else is driving. Trudy's just coming into play here. Bring Trudy in. There she is, looking down at us from a great height. And have you got your little? Let's look. Yes, she has. She's got it all. There she is. Yeah, there we go. The good old days, Trude.
Yep.
There you
Yep.
go. You're looking very blonde tonight. Have you blonded your hair?
It's not blonde. It's grey.
Looks very blonde tonight.
Yeah.
Do you remember when I say crystal tips?
Yes.
There's a lovely series over here when we were children called Crystal Tips and Alistair. And Crystal Tips is like our Trudy's hair, lovely and all like just like Trudy. So Trude, do you remember the great days of our paranormal investigations?
Yes. Very much.
Have
Yes.
the crack we used to have, especially when it wasn't really going according to plan. We weren't getting a lot. I might start acting up a little bit. So waiting for people to walk past me and then grabbing them by the leg. That usually raised spirits a little bit. We had some great times. We had some really, really good evidence as well. Trudy, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, if you're listening or watching, Trudy had a habit of being able to zip off on her own and doing her own like mini investigation. I'm just going to go off down here and have a look for myself. And I would go, yeah, okay, but listen, carry a walkie-talkie. Let me know you're okay. Which we always did because the big thing about going on our paranormal investigations is safety first. We were very very big on that.
Yes.
But one of the things that we used to get a lot of good results was table tipping. Do you remember that?
Yes. Yeah. Um. All sorts of things going on.
Do you remember because you were there that night we did the glass thing, weren't you? You were on that hotel.
Yes. I wasn't attached to the glass, but I was there when we were
You
doing
were in
it.
the room, yeah. And so, I mean, when it looks at it, thankfully, because the glass started twisted underneath our fingers, that was the evidence that there wasn't just three of us pushing a glass around a table,
Yeah.
because it started turning underneath our fingertips. You could see that the glass itself was literally just turning. But we had immense. Do you remember the door knocking that was going on in that hotel?
There was so much activity in that place.
It's
So
and it's still a hotel or it's a guest house or something like that at the minute still.
yeah.
It was brilliant. Um, there was so much activity that we had to split up into three different groups and have it groups on three different levels. But do you remember that they? I'm going to tell everybody because I'm an idiot. Because I was downstairs with an EVP meter, picking up the energies, and every time I turned, do you remember I could hear this like that, and I was like, "What the hell was that?" And I was downstairs, and every time I swung round to the left, I could hear. So I queued up the walkie-talkie, and I went, "Everybody, listen to this." And as I queued round there, I went like that again. At that point, I remember saying, "Hello, Satan." welcome, welcome to tonight's investigation. And everybody was like, "What the hell is that? What the hell is that?" Okay, I'm going to tell everybody what it was because everybody's going, "Oh my God, there was growling going on." Yes, there was growling going on because the hotel owner's dog was in the next room, but didn't tell us about it. And of course, as I was turning around, the dog was sensing me being there and growled. At what point I think I lost some weight that night. That's all part of investigations.
Yes. And just
Chaley,
to prove that not everything is paranormal.
no, that's how many times have I said that in the past? Not everything that goes bump in the night
Yeah.
is paranormal. I've always said, eliminate what it might be, and you're left with what it could be. Okay, so if you hear like this clunking sound, check the pipes. If you hear like a tapping sound, check the windows and the doors. If you've eliminated what it might be, you're left with what it could be, and
Yeah.
then it's always normal first before paranormal. What does the word para mean? Beyond. That's what it means. Beyond. So beyond normal, paranormal. Um, but like I've kind of resolved myself into calling it para life, because ghosts don't just come out at night. Our spirits don't come out at
Correct.
night. They're available 24/7. So it's really para life, not paranormal. What is normal?
Mm. In fact, most of the spirits I've seen have been in broad daylight.
There you go. So what do you call normal?
I'm not really sure what that word means.
Exactly. But my point here is for everybody who's listening all around the world, it's normal for, say, for example, Trudy and myself to be looking and interacting with paranormal or with energies, ghosts and spirits. That's normal for us. But in the world and how everybody looks at it, it's paranormal. But to us, it's not. It's normal. That's what we do. Why do we do it? Um, well, I know why I do it, and it's to prove that life carries on after the physical. That's why I. That's the whole reason, and to get over the fear that was injected into me as a child. You know, you have to be scared of ghosts. You have to be scared of ghosts. That's what you should be scared of ghosts. And there's no reason why, because all of our friends and family who go to the other side of life in terminology are ghosts. And why people go, Christian people say, in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. Okay, so and then what I used to get a lot of grief, if you remember, I used to get a lot of grief from priests and ministers saying I was doing evil work. And I go, okay, well, do you get up on a Sunday and pray to the Holy Ghost? And they go, well, yeah, I've said. So, Trude, tell me about your recent interaction with spirit energy. You were telling me about that. I said, save it for the show. It's great.
Which one are you talking about? There's so many.
Well, go, catalog them. Chaley says exactly, by the way. Thank you, Chaley. Uh,
Um, well, there's the ones I see that people crossing the road. I see that quite a lot. So, if you're driving along in a queue of traffic,
yeah.
and there'll be someone waiting to cross the road. They're just stood on the edge of the pavement waiting to cross the road, and the car in front of you goes past them, so they block you from seeing them
Yeah.
briefly. And then when the car in front of you's gone past, and you expect the person still to be there, they're not there anymore, and there's nowhere they could have gone. They've just disappeared.
Just disappeared.
Um,
I try and describe is this just were they young, old?
all different sorts of people over the years. I've seen so many people that are there one minute and gone the next.
In the same place?
Different places.
And is that road notorious for people being knocked down and what have you?
The one that's in my mind is right on a busy crossroads at the moment.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And is this where you live? Where do you live now?
St Austell. Well, yeah, near St Austell.
You don't live out at Mevagissey anymore?
Yes.
All right, because that Mevagissey road is treacherous, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, most of these that I see is while I'm on my journey to and from work.
Yeah.
10-mile journey, so it's different places along that road normally.
And that that part of the area. The reason why the reason why I'm trying to try to pull this out of you is because the area can be a reason why you will see a lot of spirit energy. Now, where Trudy lives, it's first and foremost, it's stunningly beautiful. It's a beautiful place to live, but it's also surrounded a lot by granite. There's a
Yes.
lot of granite in the hills, and there's a lot of granite cutting, and they produce a lot of granite stone, and they also produce a lot of clay, and that goes to make your cups and plates and stuff. So
Yes.
there's a lot of energy in the area which spirit energy can use to manifest. Um, but I do know the road that Trudy's talking about, and it's very treacherous. So the reason I'm saying that is because you've got all of the elements to create a good haunted area. You've got energy. Granite is a massive producer of energy, and a massive sustained energy. You've got a lot of energy going on in the creation. In other words, the removal of clay from the area to create all of the plates and cups and blah 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 from around the world. So you've got a lot of activity, and you've got a lot of seagoing activity in that area as well. In fact, one of the pirates was caught on camera in that area. That was, and I've forgotten his name now. Willie. Willie was caught on camera in one of the Mevigizi caves,
Yes.
if I remember correctly. So that was, but you also saw something in one of the buildings, didn't you?
Um, I had a very close encounter with a spirit where I used to live.
Yeah.
So I've got horses. I was stood with a friend of mine outside of one of my horses' stables. The stable was empty.
Uh-huh.
My friend stood with her back to the stable door and her arm along the top of it, and I was stood about 2 foot away from her, facing the stable door.
Right.
And as we were stood just chatting about nothing, broad daylight, one afternoon, suddenly this little girl's head popped up inside my stable. So she sort of appeared so that you could just see her sort of from the nose up.
Yeah.
She had black straight hair with a straight fringe. And she was just stood there watching me and Meg talking. And then it's like she realized I could see her, and she ducked down again. And she was so realistic that I actually walked over to the stable and looked over the door, expecting to see her still in there.
Right.
But there was no one there. But she was as solid and real as Meg was, who was stood a foot away from her.
And tell me, was your horse in the stable at the time?
No, the stable
Ah,
was empty.
right. Because horses, obviously, as you know, animals are very susceptible to spirit energy, but also is why, especially young energies are drawn to animals. Okay, because they both sort of chat with each other, if you want to call it that. Just want to acknowledge Shay. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, Shaylee or Shaylee. She says she's crossed over twice. The first time I was in a coma on a ventilator for 3 days and I was not here. I fully crossed over and it was a fabulous place to be. I got to run back to work, so have a good day. Well, Shaylee, thank you first and foremost for coming onto the show, and thank you for sharing your experiences with us. And I'm sorry you got to run back to work, but do come back and join us again. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel, click the like button, and click the bell so that when we're live, you come and join us again. But thank you very much for sharing that. Lynn says, my mum and dad were going to buy a cafe in Mevigizi, but my dad had passed away. I'm sorry to hear that, Lynn, that he passed away, but it's a shame because you could have been down here, living down here with us in there. Isn't it right? Cornwall, we are very blessed in that it's a very active area of the UK. Well, actually, a lot of the UK is active, but Cornwall's very active. I was waiting on you to talk then.
I was just, funny enough, I was just going to say something. The place where I saw that little girl, There was a spirit there that I didn't see, but so I'll start from the beginning. There is a farmhouse.
Yeah.
And on the side of the farmhouse, there was a garage. And one day I was chatting to one of the people that lived there, who was in the garage looking for a spanner or something. And I stood in the doorway and I was just chatting to him, just passing the time of day. And he said something I didn't quite hear. So I stepped forward. So literally one step into the garage entrance. And as I did so, I was just completely overcome with misery, and tears streaming down my face.
Right.
I was just absolutely, I can't even think of the words. I was just really, really sobbing my heart out, affected by being in the garage.
Right.
So my reaction was to step back. And as soon as I stepped back out of the garage, it went away. It was gone. I was back to being me again. I found out afterwards that one of the previous owners had committed suicide in the garage using his car fumes.
Okay.
So that was a very strong. But I didn't.
Let me stop you there. I want to stop you right there. Okay. This is a teaching moment. And I can see Trudy's face going, "Oh God, here we go again."
It was so unexpected.
Well, this is it. This is it. Now, you see, this is one of the things and one of the issues I have with a lot of these paranormal investigation teams. I'm not saying all of them, just a lot of them. They take people on paranormal ghost investigations or ghost hunts, whatever you like to call them. It doesn't really matter. But a lot of people don't understand what it is they're getting involved in, and they think it's all exciting and they go enjoy it, and then they wonder why for days and weeks afterwards they're sad and sick. Okay, so now I'm very, very glad and happy to say Trudy was not only one of my students, but one of my best students. So she knows what to do and how to do it. But in that situation, what did you do? Well, if I was there, what would I have told you to do?
Protection.
Well, yeah, but we would have done that before.
And cleanse.
Thank you. Get that out of your. So what has happened is you've got an energy, let's call it a ball of energy, just so people can get it in their mind's eye. You know, they can see a visual, a ball of energy. So Trudy has literally stepped into this ball of energy, and that energy is made up of the actions that happened in that particular. And I love the way you said garage, which is a lovely Cornish way, and the Irish say garage as well. By the way, the American people are going, "What the hell is a garage?" A garage. Okay, but so in this particular garage, this gentleman seemed that his life was just so intense that he decided to take his own life. So that whole action left behind it a series of energies. Okay, Trudy, in being who Trudy is, who's a lovely, open-hearted soul and a beautiful being, has stepped into this energy. Her psychic ability is just sponge licked, just soaked it up. So she imagines she's a sponge, she just went like that, and she's taken on everything that the gentleman had literally left behind. In which case, she felt down, negative, sad, tears, overwhelming despair, until she stepped back out of that energy again. But no doubt, it maybe took maybe hour, 2 hours to completely leave you. Would you say, or was less than that? Because when you were telling the story, it was still in your face. I could see it.
I still remember how it felt at the time because it was so strong.
Yeah.
But as I stepped back out of the garage, it was like I almost went back 95% possibly back to being completely as I was before.
Yeah.
Like it never happened almost. I was fine. I was devastated, in tears, bawling my eyes out, and I was fine again. But yeah, I can understand that you're saying that I didn't clear of it completely.
Yeah.
but it was just such a like in one thing out back to being normal me again. I won't say normal.
But here's the thing, because when you sort of encounter something like that, which you know what, it's an experience, and it's not an experience not to be had, because it's an experience we look for when we do paranormal investigations. So that we look for these things, but the experience is you walked in it and went voof, so it just hit you. So you step back out of it and you're like, oh my god! But you have still got a shock scenario going on there that your head doesn't go, all right, I need to cleanse immediately. Your head doesn't do that. Your head goes, what in God's name was that all about? And you start evaluating what you went through, and then the whole cleanse your energy goes to the back of your head, and probably doesn't come up unless I'm there and going, did you cleanse? Because these guys will all tell you, I'm like, did you cleanse? Shut up crying, have you cleansed yet?
I
They go, you're heartless, you are. No,
I
it's
think
because I want them all safe, that's why.
yes. I think I must have retained some of the energy um, because that garage, sorry, was turned into a kitchen extension instead. They remodeled it into a kitchen. And a couple of years later, I was literally walking past the kitchen window
Yeah,
and it hit me again.
right.
Uh, I was at a barbecue. There was 50 people there and we were all having a whale of a time. And I walked past this window and I was just in tears and I couldn't hardly stand up. So it was almost like because it had happened to me once, it happened the second time easier.
Brilliant. Um, First and foremost, let me just explain what was going through there. That's referred to as residual energy. Okay, so it stays in the same place. So the action took place, and that is very, very close to what you would refer to as ghostal energy, residual energy. Um, Now, if we ever get the opportunity in our team to go there, I will show you, number one, how to deal with it, and number two, how to clear it. Okay, because it really is in situations that if you're listening to us around the world tonight, by the way, and you have a situation like that, or you've encountered a situation like that, it is a matter of following the next steps. Number one, drawing in energy that is positive. So the white light of love and divine protection, the angelic protection, the drawing in of strength from loved ones who have crossed over, and making sure that you are encompassed with a, shall we say, a shell of protection. The outside of the shell should be silver and reflective, and the inside of the shell should be golden and energetic. Okay, so that's your protection. So then you draw the energy into the area that is taking place, and you say things like, listen, it's okay for what you did. It's okay that you crossed over that way. Everything is fine. Let it go. And you say to the energy, it's time for you to move with your friends and family who are in spirit. And then you draw on the angels, the white light of love and divine protection, to dissipate and break down and clear the energy. Then a lot of people don't do the next bit. They empty the energy, they clear the energy, and they leave it. And then all of a sudden you got a void. And what you should do is when you clear, you should replace. Okay. A lot of people, it's like opening a tin, emptying out its contents, then all of a sudden you've got an empty tin. Well, if you don't fill it, somebody else will. Okay. So you therefore must replace the energy you've now moved with the white light of love and divine protection, and ask the angels to fill it with their energy. So that energy then is used for betterment, and the person who couldn't handle life anymore is met with care, love, and attention, and brought to the right place that they need to be. And I guarantee you, it may not happen on a first attempt. By the way, it may take two, three, four attempts, but it will happen, and you will be able to change that energy. Now, we're using the lovely Trudy's experience to teach everybody else. So if you have something like that in your area where you live in the world, then try that technique If not, come back to myself, come back to Trudy, come back to Lynn, and we will happily help you to do that. Come on, Trude, share some more of your amazingly spooky adventures.
I had one that didn't involve spirits once.
Are we
But it
talking alcoholic spirits here, or
Well, it actually, you say that it did. When it was me picking up on energy, but it was from the living of my neighbor came back from a night out drunk, and he got out of his car, and as soon as he got out of his car, I was 20 foot away in bed, but awake because he slammed his door and that woke me up. And you know when you've had too much to drink and you're lying in bed, but you feel like you have to hold on because the room's spinning.
yeah?
Well, that happened to me. I didn't have the pleasure of the drinking, but I had his drunkenness. And
But did
then
you have a hangover the following day?
I did have his hangover the next day as well, yes.
Oh gosh, really? Honestly?
Mm.
So, what an amazing thing to learn tonight. Okay, what do you think that was? I mean, I'll if you don't know, I'll tell you. But what do you think that was?
My brain's gone numb.
You do get up at stupid o'clock in the morning.
Yes. I can't think of the word for it.
Psychic connection. You had a connection directly with his energy. Okay, so here's the thing. It'd be an interesting experiment to see, did you absorb that from him, and he got up that night feeling great, and got up the next morning feeling, oh my god, I thought I was going to have a hangover, and there's our poor Trude absorbed that whole energy,
No, he had it well.
deservedly so. So the psychic connection with, basically, there is no limit to, so the psychic ball, the psychic energy, the psychic aura, whatever you want to call it, it makes no difference. But the stronger, let's put it this way, grand masters of meditation monks, for example, are able to expand their auric energy to up to 25 miles. Okay, so not 25 feet, up to 25 miles, and it's been registered. And how they registered it, I have no idea. But if a grand master says this has happened, you just don't challenge it. You just say okay, because you tend to find that these people are not really they don't fall under the category of liars. They tend to be, yeah, we can do that. So knowing your energy, I would quite say you'd be very, very capable of being 20 feet away. That wouldn't really be a challenge for you.
So where I work, I had to go through the reception area to get to the post room. One of the things I went to pick up the post. As I walked through the doorway from the corridor into reception, I got such a sore throat. It was like razor blades in my throat.
All right.
This was a couple of weeks ago. So I could feel this really sore throat. And as I walked up to the lady who sits behind the reception desk, I said to her, your throat's hurting, isn't it? And she said, oh yeah, it's really bad. It's like razor blades in my throat.
Uh-huh.
So that was about 20 foot away. As soon as I walked through that door, I felt her symptoms.
Right. Okay. In a situation like that, what I would be doing is teaching you how to switch that off. Okay.
Yeah.
So you remember going back to the days when I used to teach you guys opening up and closing down. Okay. So you probably will be a really good idea to start practicing that again. So do you remember the zipper opening up and the zipper closing down? So closing down is literally closing everything in, closing down all of the little hatches, and bringing your energy in, and closing off. Now, a lot of people might say, yeah, but that's it's not negative, it's protective. There's a difference. So practice opening up and closing down, and then surrounding yourself with, remember, the shell, silver on the outside to be reflective, gold on the inside to be energizing. Kathy Little says it's maybe it could well be an empathic connection. That, well, I lump together And Kathy, by the way, is an excellent psychic medium from Northern Ireland. And I lump together empathic and psychic. To me, it's the same thing. Um, once again, people also, I've seen people going, "Oh, I'm an empath." Everybody's empathic. Okay, I feel the feelings. I can't watch me personally. I can't watch people having accidents. Can't do it because I feel it.
Or
I feel
people being embarrassed. I'm embarrassed for them.
yeah. My son used to watch all of the YouTube um, shows where people fall off and break legs and stuff and doing
Oh,
stupid stunts on bicycles and motorbikes and breaking limbs. And I used to say to him, "Why in God's name are you watching this?" And he goes, "It's fun, Dad. Fun. Wait till it happens to you. Then you'll know what fun is." Dawn Hatton says, "I'm so happy to find you again, Paul. For whatever reason, you've been out of my awareness for the last 3 years. You popped up my Facebook and I thought I'd drop into your life." Dawn, thank you. Thank you so very much for being here. And thank you for coming back and being part of it. We're very happy to have you. Make sure that you click the subscribe button on the YouTube channel and click the little bell to let you know that when we're live again and be part of the team. Um, so the whole plan here is I'm going to do something right now that's going to put Trudy in a position that she can't say anything. So, um, Trudy and I have known each other from time began.
before that, even.
Before that, probably as well. And we've known each other since when we were both very young and very thin. Uh, and we've known each other a long, 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 long time. And we're going to put the team back together again. We're going to put the Paranormal Investigations team back together. The new team, 2023 team, is going to be called Paraghost. I have an idea. She has. I haven't shared this with her, and I just seen her face going, "Oh God, here we go." And I could see her just sinking down into her chair, going, "I knew I should have just went to bed."
Yeah.
But I think it would be a fantastic idea if we got a couple of team members, yourself and say two other team members, right? You're gonna love this. Now, you know me. Very much want to be in the thick of things. I want to be like out there and being in the thick of things. So until we have the new studios, which won't be that far away, until we have the new studios, I suggest that I stay here and do what I'm doing with the show and getting it all together, doing what we do, and you and two other team members do live investigations. And we bring it into the show via, cell phone or mobile phone or whatever the case may be at the time. So, and we do live investigations live on the show, live on Spirit Quest. There's a big grin on her face. So she's not gone, "You can shove that."
I'm far too polite.
No, you're not. I've known you a long, long time. Um,
I'm
and
trying to.
so I think that'd be a great idea. So we do actual live investigations and we broadcast them live on the show. So we take a segment of the show and we do it. Now, when we have the studio, the Spirit Quest will be filmed. So it'll be filmed in front of a studio audience. So it'll be filmed. We have a studio. We have an audience, and we'll film. But we'll also go out and during the week, and we'll do ghost hunting, and we film, and then we put the whole show together like you would see on TV, and it'll all be, "Hi, I'm Paul Francis. Welcome to Spirit Quest. And tonight, sitting beside me is Trudy. Where are we going this week? Oh, we're going to such and such this week." And then we bring in the VT, which is we will already recorded and cut down for the show. But until that happens, I think we should have live ones.
Yeah, what could possibly go wrong?
What could be? Do you know what, Trude? But I've just had my guides are clearly working with me tonight because I've just thought of another idea. Not only our lives, but we could invite listeners from around the world to do exactly the same thing in their parts of the world. That's not a bad idea either, is it? Because they're quite capable of going out into where they are at that time, or wherever they are in the world, and doing some live investigations. And we just bring them live onto the show, you and I here, because I can bring three, potentially four people onto the show at once, and they can do it. I think that'd be a cool idea.
Yeah.
Oh, Kathy Little's in Florida. Sorry, I have a Kathy in Northern Ireland as well. Kathy Little, who I'm actually thinking about that. I'm dumb as a post. Kathy with a C in Northern Ireland, who's a medium, but Kathy Little in Florida. I love Florida, by the way. I spent a lot of time in Orlando. I love Florida. I'm a huge fan, and my tour when the tour dates that we had are revamped. My tour starts in New York and finishes in Florida, so I'm really looking forward to that. But anyway, so Kathy, how about you doing it? You could, because Florida is teeming with. You have a lot of parts of Florida that had the battles, for the North and South, the battles in down there. She could do that. Dawn, where are you? Where do you live now? Dawn Hatton, tell us. So Kathy was telling about the empathic connection. I read that bit. A lot of people seem to. Faye, what's happened to Faye? Come on, Faye, come and talk to us. And Roger, her husband, who's a great medium. And Maria, oh, Maria was going into the canyons. Karen White, oh, she had to go back to work. That's probably one of the things about doing it this early in the evening. Some people will be able to be here and some people won't. Faye's here. Faye, what about the paranormal area in your part of the world? And bearing in mind that you've been with Roger for a long, 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 long time now, so you must have some sort of ghosty stories to share with us. So Dawn's in Truro. So let's think about the ghostly scenarios in Truro. I'm trying to think. I was in Truro all day today, by the way. So that video that you saw today that I did was I was out just past the BBC studios in Truro. I was out there. Now, just off the edge of Truro is where they practiced for D-Day. Did you know that, Trudy?
No.
That was where all the practices were before D-Day was launched. So a lot of guys sadly lost their lives out there in the practices. So there is areas out there that we can go and look. There's some very haunted areas in Truro, like Truro Museum apparently has is dripping with spirit energies. Um, oh come on, there's going to be loads. Think, Trude, you've been living in Cornwall longer than me.
I'm sure I'll think of some in an hour when it's too late.
Mevagizzy has got serious paranormal links because the Mevagizzy is very, very, very old.
Yes.
I mean, even the buildings there are pre-Victorian, Edwardian, even maybe before that as well. I think about. I'm just trying to. I'm running my mind through the little streets. Now, if you think of where Trudy lives, there are some streets where you can walk down the street and touch both sides of the streets with your hands.
Yeah.
They're that small. I mean, they were wide enough for a donkey and a person, and that was it. Um, but a beautiful place. Look up Mevagizzy. Spell it how you like. I'm sure Google will find it for you. Mevagizzy, Cornwall, and that's where our Trudy lives. And where so Dawn says I get massive history information when I visit anywhere. Visiting the tour was a huge light bulb for me. I love Bolster's playground. I can connect with the energies and play out there when I lived there before. Dawn, come and be part of our team. We would love to have you back.
Paul, have you ever been done Roach Rock?
And I've not as a ghosty thing. I did with Lawrence many years back.
Yeah, that was different.
Yeah. Yes, let's have a look at Roach Rock because it's supposed to be very paranormal investigate very paranormally charged because
Yeah.
there's a lot of up around that area, there's what's it called, the Maidens Circle, or the Circle of Maidens, or something like that, where all these stones are in a circle.
There's quite a few, or well, Cornwall's littered with them.
Yeah,
Um,
because a lot of those were used for rituals in Wiccan, um, sort of Wiccan ways and things of that nature.
there's the Menontoll down near Penzance Way,
Yeah.
and the tree. I can't think of the name of the place, where the tree where people hang things in the tree, and there's a church nearby that's supposed to be really haunted.
Oh, that's
I can't think what it's called.
there.
Madron Well. Is it called Madron Well?
Not the church is, and that's the church where Most Haunted lasted 15 minutes. Look at that! And just as Trudy's camera flies up in the air.
Yeah.
I've been to that church. Were you not with us when we went to that church?
No.
That's where my feet got stuck in the ground. I mean, not stuck in the ground. I couldn't move my feet. Oh, what's it called? Do you know they've turned that church into flats? I would love to go and see those flats. Julie says, I love Mevagizzy, Julie Evans. And Julie, lovely to see you on the show, by the way. Lynn says Tintagel Castle. Well, Tintagel is kind of more of a just grassy area rather than a castle, isn't it, Tintagel? And it takes you an hour just to get out to it. You need to be fit these days. But I've been to the Witches Museum at Tintagel. You been there?
I haven't actually. There's also the place, the Valley of something up near there, where there's all those engravings in the granite.
Well, we'll have to go to that. There's also that air museum that we were talking about a few days ago.
Camelford.
At Camelford, yeah. In fact, the guy who owns the air museum did invite me to come and do an investigation there, so we've got an open door for that one. Oh my God, we could be going on all day because there's so many. There's actually, I worked as a chef in the hotel where they shot the movie Witches, which is the Headland Hotel.
Yes.
Chef in there. Would they let us do an investigation? Probably. I've done a couple of shows in there, of Paul Francis shows. So, and the last show, I did a show for charity in there one night, and one of the floors caught fire. Okay, so maybe they may say no, you can clear off, or made up the door. Bishop's Wood was in the Doomsday Books, says Dawn. Madron. Madron's very famous for having a lot of spiritual energy. Of course, you've got Penzance and Newlyn, famous for it. And there's a lot of coves for pirating. There's lots and lots and lots of pirating in this area.
I'm trying to think of the name of the place where you had all your photographs taken. That was the woods. That's haunted.
Oh yes, that's very famously haunted. That's Kettle Vale.
I've never been there.
Kettle Vale. That's called. We should go there too. I cannot believe it's 10 to 11.
Yeah.
We have used 2 hours up. I can't believe. And unfortunately, as this is not my station, I literally have to use 2 hours and get off the air. Well, not 2 hours. I literally need to start closing down now. This show could go on and on and on. Listen, this is not the end. This is only the beginning. And I'm going to entice Trudy back next Thursday as well. In fact, I'm going to try and entice her back every Thursday now. And I think we're going somewhere with the show. So let's I tell you what, it's now 10:02, so I really have to say good night to everybody now, and to remind you all that we're coming to you live from the United Public Radio Network, which is coming to you live on 105.3, 107.7 FM from New Orleans and around the world with the magic of StreamYard and all the StreamYard team. Julie Evans says, think Camelford. My nephew stayed in a house for a while. Each time they went there, the radio turned on and the heating went on. Oh, let's get some of that. I'm back. Did you miss me? Says Maria. Maria, we're literally about to go, my darling. Yeah. She's going, no. We are back on Monday night with Reach Across Live, and that's Monday the 6th, and I'll be here at 8 p.m. UK time, which is around about 3 p.m. in Eastern. And then the following Thursday, where myself and Trudy will be here, and that'll be 9 p.m. GMT, round about 4 p.m. Eastern time. Um, Coming up on Saturday, you have my dear friend Roger and beautiful Faye, his wife, and they have This Mugs for You, which comes in our time. It's around about 4 p.m. in the afternoon, but around about 10:30 in the morning for you guys in the United States. Make sure you go and support that with Roger and Faye and This Mugs for You. And until I see you again, which I hope is very, very soon, make sure you communicate, appreciate, and validate everybody in your life. So a medium never has to do it for you. Okay. And make sure you hold on to long and dear and wonderful friends like my pal Trude here. We've been friends for 30 odd years. And my dear friends, Faye, Roger, and everybody else listening, Lynn and Maria, all you guys, and great to have Dawn back with us. Make sure you're a regular now. Message me on Facebook by all means, Dawn. And Kathy, thank you for coming in from beautiful Florida. I cannot wait to get back there. I think I'm going to be in Florida in October. Okay, but anyway, until I see you again, make sure you look out for yourself. That's primary. Take at least 15 minutes out every day just for you. Okay. Make sure that you tell all of those people around you how important they are to you and what a difference they make in your life. Communicate, appreciate, and validate. Practice some of the stuff that we've taught you tonight. If you can't remember it, rewind the show, watch it again, and practice the whole concept of psychic self defense. I tell you, you'll be amazed at just how much it will affect you. Trudy, as always, it's an absolute total pleasure. My little crystal tips, and let's catch up on tomorrow because I know you need to hit the bed now because you'll be up at probably 5 in the morning
Mhm.
to see to those beautiful horses. Thanks for coming on, darling. I really appreciate you being here. It's been it was an absolute gem seeing your lovely face again. Um, I'll let you get to sleep tonight, but I will message you tomorrow,
I'm sure you will.
no doubt. And everybody else, take care. See you all very, very soon. Until then, be good night. God bless.